Far back in China's past, there have been fantastical tales of Chinese sorcerers who have had the ability to shapeshift into other forms. These skilled shapeshifters can transform themselves into animals, other people, and even weapons by mastering the arcane arts. Even natural aspects of the environment such as rocks, snow, trees, and water. In Taoist occultism, shapeshifting falls under the wide range of transformation magic. One such example of a legendary shapeshifter is Master Blackhorn Zuo Se, who was able to manipulate space and time around him. But how can this spell be achieved, and what are the methods of shapeshifting? If a Taoist wishes to perform this spell, he or she should abstain from meat, alcohol, sex, and avoid taking any kind of prescription or over-the-counter medication. An absolute state of purity is required. All shapeshifting follows this basic principle. It can only be successful if the practitioner has large amounts of qi reserves. This basically means extra energy that the person does not need in order to live. If a regular layman attempts shapeshifting, it could be very dangerous and may result in insanity or injury. Careful consideration is needed by the practitioner. What is the person aiming to become? Why does the person want to change? What are the reasons for the spell? It is not recommended that one change their form on a regular basis, as such spells do no good for a person's physical and mental health. If one wishes to transform into an animal, the magician should invoke the animal's higher spirit or its young soul. This is done on a full moon at precisely 11 p.m. When transforming into animals, one would request the assistance of the fox spirit to aid in transformation. The magician should use rosemary, ginger, and basil. An altar should be constructed that faces towards the south. It should be created during the winter time and should consist of the following equipment: an altar table with a golden cloth, a cup of consecrated holy water, 3 incense sticks of red sandalwood, a picture or statue of the animal in question, 2 large red candles, one to represent yin and the other yang, and a large bloodstone. To accomplish the spell, the sorcerer needs to understand that foxes, bears, spiders, insects, trees, and all forms of life are different expressions of energy wavelengths. They are vibrational frequencies. In order to become one of them, the person needs to match the frequency of said animal, and this is achieved through intense visualization done in front of a body of water. You need to be able to see yourself whilst you conduct the spell. A calm river or lake is recommended, or if you're like me, a bowl of water on your altar table is enough to get the job done. Stare deeply into the water. Keep your eyes open and concentrate on the features on your face. Start with your eyes. Let's say you are trying to transform into a cat, for example. You should always start with the eyes, as they are the windows to the soul. Imagine cat-like eyes appearing underneath your human eyes. Visualize your pupils changing and imagine the color and shape of your eyes changing. Then focus on your nose. See it grow or shrink in the water. See it change shape and texture. See it change color and imagine what that would feel like. It's common for first-time shapeshifters to feel some slight pain or discomfort as they transform. This is natural and shouldn't be of any concern. The time it takes to achieve success with the spell depends on the individual's skill level. I have heard it range from 15 minutes to a few hours. It all depends on how vivid your imagination is and your ability to believe what you are seeing. It is a visual form of self-hypnosis. The magic takes place when you start to believe in your own power as a sorcerer. In other words, nothing kills magic quite as much as self-doubt. If you begin to doubt the process, it all falls apart at the seams. Doubts are normal and are sometimes the biggest hurdle for the magician to overcome. You are effectively tricking your own brain into believing that you are becoming something else, and that trick is exactly what the mind needs in order for the magic to be successful. Now, do not misunderstand what I am saying. This spell is not a trick of the mind, it is real, but it requires us to deprogram our minds from thinking we are human. We aren't human, we aren't solid. We can transform. We are in our purest form, energy and consciousness. We are simply having a human experience in this moment. And as soon as the sorcerer believes that, that's when great things can happen. There are two kinds of shapeshifting. The first is known as pseudo shapeshifting, and the second, brilliant shapeshifting. Pseudo is more of an illusion spell that affects the way observers view the sorcerer. So if you wanted to trick people into thinking you have changed your form, you would energetically create a bubble of chi around yourself and everyone else in the room. From there, you focus on manipulating the minds of those who can see you. Like a projector, you are projecting an image of something you want everyone else to see. They will view you as a fox or a tree or a sword, but in reality you haven't changed shape. You have merely changed the minds of those onlookers. Brilliant shapeshifting is when you do change your shape, and there is no illusion or projection. What is happening is real, but it's far more risky. I've heard horror stories where sorcerers drive themselves mad trying to become something else. It is important that you hold on to your mind when you transform. The idea is to change the physical body. You want the physical nature of a cat or a tiger with the mind of a human. Taoists will spend years transforming into various animals. The more forms a sorcerer can take, the more powerful he or she becomes. But always remember this: once Pandora's box has been opened, it can never be closed. If you open the box of shapeshifting, you have to live with the consequences of it. Thank you for watching Short Spells. I'll see you soon.